Hello everyone, my name is Aristides, and today we'll be looking at Protection Paladin talents for Mythic Plus. We'll take a brief dive into each tier as I try to explain why certain talents are consistently chosen for high level keys. A brief background about myself: I started playing Protection Paladin about 3 months after Season 4 of BFA was released. I then managed to achieve a US region ranked number 1 and world rank number 4 as a Prot Paladin in Mythic Plus by the end of BFA pre-patch. In Shadowlands, I fluctuate around top 10 in the US and Mythic Plus to top 20 depending on how often my push group can really get together for push week. Now let's get started. If we look into the world top 20 Protection Paladins, the Redoubt talent is never used for Mythic Plus. This is because the build-up time required to make the talent viable takes too long for it to be useful. The other two talents listed in this level tier synergize better with the Mythic dungeon pacing. We see Blessed Hammer used often in high key levels due to the kiting meta that currently exists in Mythic Plus content. The talent will add to your already ranged toolkit, allowing you to be much more efficient in building holy power when not in melee range. Holy Shield can also be optimal if your team composition requires you to be in the pocket much longer before needing the kite. I hate to be an absolutist for this, but the only viable talent in this tier for Mythic Plus is First Avenger. The absorb shields you obtain from casting Avenger Shield makes you more tankier as a Prot Pally tank. And as Prot Paladins, we need all the tankiness we can get. The value is increased exponentially when you have the Carrion Covenant ability Divine Tool. I used a sim tool add-on called Simulation Craft to roughly look at our tank numbers. I did this to see just how important it is to have First Avenger be part of our toolkit. We lose more than 90% of our healing sustain and see an increase in the damage we take per second when we don't use First Avenger. We see Blinding Light used more often in this tier due to the additional form of AoE CC in situations where more than one kick is needed. If the RNG gods are on your side, granting you constant Avenger Shield procs, you can even solo kick an add or two while the DPS focus on doing big damage. For the other two talents, Fist of Justice can still be used if you like constant hammers, and Repentance is good when you need extra long forms of CC. For this tier, I've seen all three talents used for high keys. The choice here depends on your playstyle, the dungeon, or the weekly affix. Unbreakable Spirit is nice for lower CDs on Ardent Defender, Lay on Hands, and Divine Shield. Cavalier, on the other hand, provides you more mobility for easier kiting. Blessing Spell Warding is useful for weekly affixes such as Bursting, or for tyrannical weeks where an extra magical immunity might be needed for a boss mechanic. For the level 40 tier, Divine Purpose provides better overall value for Mythic Plus, which is why it's used more often. Gameplay feels much more smoother with the free shield and healing procs. Holy Avenger is also good if you can take full advantage of its talent. This means constantly alternating between holy power buildup and spenders during its 20-second duration. Although the burst damage from this talent feels great, its long cooldown makes it less viable. I haven't seen Seraphim used much in higher keys. It's hard to maintain maximum uptime when you're constantly using Shield of the Righteous as your main holy power spender while also having to choose Word of Glory when needed. Due to the kiting meta that exists, Consecrated Ground will be your best choice for this tier. The larger pool and 50% reduced movement speed makes it extremely valuable. You can always opt out of choosing it for Sanguine Affix weeks. For the last tier, we see Righteous Protector used more often in higher keys. This is because it provides a better balance between offense and defense. The reduced cooldown timer on Avenging Wrath and Guardian of the Ancient Kings make Righteous Protector the more balanced pick. Do not disregard Final Stand as a talent though. You may need to use the talent if you're venturing towards unfamiliar high key levels, making it a good progression tool. We don't see Sanctified Wrath used in high keys since we sacrifice a lot of defense when choosing it. keep in mind while choosing optimal talents is important. Practice and consistency with the same group of people will allow you to progress further. Now let's see more Protection Paladins timing plus 20 keys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the leaderboards.